I get that Spider-Man isn't known for its wonderful discourse amongst fans, but I don't think it's ever gotten as bad as it has with this new show. From the start, it seems like the usual right-leaning suspects have been praying for the show's downfall because they didn't like the fact that it had a racially diverse cast of characters in a setting that's known to be racially diverse. And upon the release of these 2 episodes, we already have Nerdronic complaining about Dr. Connors. Because as we all know, changing the race and gender of the character always has to do with whether or not the character writing is good. As if it's bad to make a cast of characters more reflective of modern times. Which is funny considering that Nerdronic has praised the Spectacular Spider-Man when they've quite literally admitted to doing the same thing.
When you say spirit of the character, you're drawing from the source.
Spirit of the character, which is what drawing from your source material, capturing Peter Parker, something they did excellent in the Raimi films, they did excellent in the animated series, they did excellent in Spectacular Spider-Man.
And so what we try to do is just really keep to the spirit of the character. We'll change some details here and there. Spider-Man was created in the 60s and 98% of the cast was Caucasian, and that's not New York in 2008. So we've changed the ethnicity of some of the characters very consciously, but we are also conscious of trying to maintain the spirit of each character.
If this show came out today, we already know what these people would have to say, and the fact that this is such a big talking point is ridiculous. Can we focus on the actual content of the show? And I'm sure to everyone's surprise, it doesn't get much better when you flip to the opposite extreme. You have insane people on the left, unironically accusing the lead voice actor of racism based on comically bad evidence, while grouping him with the people I've just talked about earlier.
You had Jim Gordon, who's black in this. You had Catwoman, who's not white in this. And then you had the mayor, who's a black woman. Again, very much on the nose for current day Hollywood. Did not like that.
I'll dive into the evidence in a moment, but if you want to claim that someone's a racist, you better have some hard evidence because allegations like this can harm or even ruin someone's career. So let's evaluate the evidence people are using. Hudson Thames, the voice of Spider-Man in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, says his biggest fear was that the show was going to be annoying and woke. Yeah, on its face, this can seem pretty bad to people because it makes it seem like the voice actor uses the same rhetoric that people like Ryan Kinnell has, who complained about too many good black people in the Batman, or Az, who called this very show woke DEI trash. But let's double check the article to see if discussing film removed any context. I thought it was awesome. I mean, my biggest fear was that it was going to be annoying and woke, and it wasn't. And I was like, yes, this is great. It's so well written. Like it feels real. I'm the oldest of 5 boys, so I kinda know what's happening in their lives in high school, and it felt like it was doing that justice. Oh. Okay, so let me get this straight. Many anti-woke YouTubers have already decided that this show is woke garbage based on the diversity and race swaps present in the show. The voice actor disagrees, indicated by the fact he says the show isn't woke and is so well written, despite already knowing of all the race swaps and diversity within said show. He even elaborates, stating that it feels real and that he knows what's happening in his younger brother's lives in high school and felt the show was doing that justice. That same show draws attention to class issues or racial profiling amongst the police. To group this voice actor with those YouTubers is ignorant at best and dishonest at worst. And it's pretty disgusting that Discussing Film just took his words out of context, so he looks like he shares the same rhetoric regarding wokeness, which most people won't even bother to check by reading the full article.
Okay. Did you read it?
Now the only question left to ask is what the voice actor meant by annoying and woke. Well, we can safely rule out diversity and minorities existing because he already knew of the diverse cast of characters, which included race swap characters. I mean, this is the most racially diverse cast of characters for any Spider-Man media. We can also rule out explorations or references to social issues or injustices, considering the first 2 episodes already showcased that. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do what I did when people willfully misread Anthony Mackie's statement about Captain America and start using the dictionary to specify what the voice actor meant. As I've just outlined, clearly he wasn't using the definition that refers to attentiveness to societal facts and issues. So what else could he have meant? Well, on the same page, we have this right here. Stating the term woke is often used in contexts that suggest someone's expressed beliefs about such matters are not backed with genuine concern or action. An example usage is listed below. Enter the age of the performatively woke brand. Politics has become a kind of fashion accessory for corporate America these days, a way to profit from the protest. So, I'm gonna be brutally honest here, that seals it. I just proved that the voice actor was happy to have diversity in the show alongside racial issues addressed, which he referred to as well-written, real, and not woke. Additionally, I've proven that the term woke can be used in relation to insincere and performative attempts at messaging, such as wanting to make profit off these pressing issues as opposed to caring about them. If we just use context clues, that's probably why the voice actor included the word annoying in his statement, and why he mentioned the fact that he was the oldest of his brothers and felt the events going on in their high school lives were done justice by the show, one of which includes Lonnie being racially profiled. I can only assume that his brothers must have friends who have gone through stuff like that, and the voice actor clearly felt the show represented this with sincerity. The context I gave just proves that the statement from the voice actor is entirely different from, let's say, Ryan Kinnell complaining about too many good black people in the Batman. Now at this point, any honest individual would realize how ridiculous it is to group those two together. Now if evidence comes out in the future that proves he actually does think like those people, criticize it all you want. Have at it. I have numerous videos on my channel criticizing this exact mindset, but until then, I expect you to provide receipts. And sure, the absence of evidence doesn't equal the evidence of absence, but there needs to be evidence of presence for the claims to have merit. Now I imagine someone's going to say, well, prove to me that the voice actor isn't a racist. How do you know he isn't hiding his racist beliefs? My response to that is quite simple.
Sir, that's a negative! You're trying to prove a negative!
You're asking me to prove a negative, and with the standard you're presenting, I can say the most outlandish claims about you all day and every day, and you must believe it because I said so.
You're foul, prove me wrong. You're foul, prove me wrong. You're foul, prove me wrong.
I really hate that so much of this culture war nonsense has eaten up so much of the discourse for the show, as it has with a lot of media over the years. I'm getting tired of seeing this. I don't care which side is resorting to such disingenuous or ignorant rhetoric. Stop listening to it. Start rejecting it. Nonsense like this warrants dissection and ridicule every time it pokes its ugly head. I'd much rather talk about if the animation for the show works or not, or if the direction for Peter Parker's character is better or worse compared to the version it's branching from, or how his cast of characters are handled, or the neat homage it pays to the MCU, not this stupid debate on DEI or fabricated claims against the voice actor. And yes, I will talk about the substantive material in the show once it's fully out, but until then, we'll just have to keep watching the show and hope the discourse for it doesn't get any worse. It probably will.